Well, howdy, howdy, folks. Here we are with some Crusader Kings 2, a little bit different from what I usually put on the channel, but, and also something that's different is I've got a friend with me today. Say hello.
Hi,
And what's your name, my friend?
Joe.
Hey, Joe. So, Joe, I played a lot of Crusader Kings 2. I've been playing it for about a year at this point, I think, maybe a little bit less, but, how much do you know about this game?
Zero.
Oh,
I didn't even know it existed till a month ago.
yeah.
So, I'm ready.
Yeah, but basically what we're going to be doing is I've designed a dynasty very loosely based on Joe's family from Derby in England, and since Joe knows nothing about the game, he's just going to kind of direct what we do, and I handle the gameplay side of it, and hopefully we'll do some entertaining stuff. All right, so let's get started. And we're going to load up this game that I've already set up,
The Mad Dogs.
the Mad Dog Dynasty.
I'm already liking it. Oh, France is big. I don't like that.
Yeah, France is pretty thick. But we're not in
Ugh.
France. We are up here in England in the year of our
Yeah.
Lord 1124 AD. And
Wow.
so all this red is England. England also has a little bit of land down here in France. But we are not the King of England. We're not even one of the major players in England. We are the Count of Derby and also the Count of Nottingham. We have two counts here.
Sick. Fun fact for you: Darby hates Nottingham, so I'm not. I don't know how I feel about owning it.
Well,
But
maybe in 1124, well, we own all of it, so if they get uppity, we can just do whatever we want because we own them.
okay, first of all, we need to screw over Nottingham. That's going to be a theme then. Let's
Okay.
screw over Nottingham.
Okay, but as for Count Philip himself, he is not one of the strongest people in England. He doesn't have the most power or sway. As you can see here, this is one of the more important numbers for determining how well we can defend ourselves. That's how many troops we can raise. We can raise about 1,200 troops, which isn't the least, but it's also not the most. Most of the neighbors around us have more than us, so we're going to need to make some alliances, build up our troops ourselves, or just find some other opportunities if we want to take more land and build our power base. Now, as for who Count Philip himself is, he is a talented man in many ways, but also a man with many demons. His education, literally and figuratively. His education is as a thrifty clerk. He was raised in administration and making money, but it doesn't seem that that's his true passion in life. His true passion in life is fighting. He is a trained fighter. He's received some training. He's not a master at fighting. He's got some scars, which bring him some prestige, but he can definitely hold his own in a fight. He was born naturally with an imposing stature and a burly body. But because of that, or perhaps despite it, he has 5 of the 7 traditional deadly sins. He has the sins of lust, of greed, of envy, of wrath, and of pride. Now, he has some redeeming characteristics. He's certainly a brave man, never shies away from a fight, and he is endlessly ambitious and will never stop pursuing the upward rise of power. However, he is also cruel, taking pleasure in the suffering of others, apparently
Yes.
people from Nottingham especially.
Yep.
But that just makes him a better fighter, so it's not even that bad. He is stubborn as a mule. He likes drink a little bit too
Oh
much,
God.
which sort of impairs some of his educational abilities. And people around him consider him possessed. Now, in the year 2019, we would interpret this as him, rightfully just having some type of mental illness, but people around him think, oh man, we've got a fucking demon possession on our hands. He experiences frequent violent episodes, speaking in tongues, spitting, and assaulting those nearby, as if possessed by evil spirits. So anyway, our first task is to get married.
All right.
And so right now the game is paused, so nothing is happening, but I can unpause and speed up and slow down time at any rate I would like to pursue. While I was setting up the game, I already made some changes. I set up the council of people who are going to be helping us with various tasks. I've already set up a good political marriage with a nice English girl to us, so we'll see how that works out. And everything right now should be good for us to simply unpause and see what happens. I'm kind of interested to see what King Henry does, if he's going to declare war on somebody or if he's going to give us any of his land or what have you, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
To the heroic Count Philippe, peace be with you, a letter from King Henry. I accept your suggestion that Count Philippe and Alice, his daughter, get married. So we married the daughter of our liege, King Henry. Yeah, I have no idea why he allowed this, but he did, which means that we now are, our families are tied to him by blood.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
Uh.
it's gonna make it hard to directly rebel against him. But for right now, we're nowhere near strong enough to rise up in rebellion against him. So I think Count Philip realizes that it's better to have a friend in his liege than to make an enemy of him, at least for now. We'll see how that goes off in the future. And she's a lot like us. She is also stubborn. She is also cruel. She's a bastard. Literally, we're a figurative bastard. Yeah, look how many kids King Henry has had. Like, most of these are bastards, too. Yeah, he had a ton of kids. I think this is all historically accurate, too.
Huh.
Yeah. He has already had 2 wives and probably many mistresses at this point. So anyway, yes, we're now married to Alice de Normandie. I believe that's the granddaughter of William the Conqueror, the guy who brought the Normans over into England to begin with.
Huh. All right.
Yep.
At least she's a babe. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, she's pretty cute. If I had to make a suggestion, I would say that we either try to get on the council or try to start scouting around and seeing if there's anybody weak that we can take out and take their land.
Yeah, let's see if there's pussies around us. Let's do that.
All right, so our ambition will be to increase the size of our domain, and if we complete that, we'll gain stewardship so we can collect more taxes, and we will like our liege more, which doesn't really matter. So, as I said, we're kind of weak. We can only raise about 1,200 people for soldiers, and if we want to win a war, it's better to largely outnumber them and not just even be close. The closest person to us that owns land that's weak is Count Robert of Leicester, and he only has 1208, so we're fairly evenly matched with him. But because of our alliance, so when you marry someone, you get a non-aggression pact with all their family members. Specifically, we have a non-aggression pact with the King of England. Now, when you have a non-aggression pact and the person likes you enough, you can upgrade that to an alliance, which is an agreement that you can call them into their wars, and then they can call you into their wars. So you basically help each other out in wars. We can't form an alliance with the king. Not only is King Henry related to her, but his son is a duke in the Duke Robert of Glamorgan. He is a powerful duke vassal within England, so we can offer a non-aggression pact with him, and it looks like he'll say yes. And then if we wait after that, he might even be willing to upgrade that to an alliance. So he's accepted the non-aggression pact, and we'll have to see. The alliance, he is okay with that.
Oh.
So that means that when if he declares war, he can call us in to help him, and we'll be obliged to help him, but he'll also be obliged to help us. So now that we've secured that alliance, he has 2,000 troops, which has more than doubled our own strength. So now that we do that, blessings upon you and your house, dear son-in-law, the king. We've decided to offer you the position of commander of his armies. Do you accept?
Yep.
Sounds like it, yeah. That's more prestige, that's some payment, and we get to fight people.
Cool.
So we have the alliance, and as soon as the faithful prepare for war, a messenger approaches us with a letter from the Vatican, from the Vicar of Christ himself, Pope Callistus II. He is asking us to prepare our men to fight against the heathens and infidels, to restore Christendom to the lost places of the world. The Pope wants to send our faithful Christian men against Egypt. The region is held by the Mohammedan Caliph Al-Amir, and it is time to return it to Christianity once more. So right now, Egypt here is held by Caliph Al-Amir, a Muslim, obviously, of the Fatimid dynasty, which directly descends from the daughter of Muhammad the Prophet. And her name was Fatima, which is why her dynasty is called Al-Fatimi. So he's got 13,000 men. So right now what the Pope is basically doing is sending letters off to every Christian in the world, every Catholic in the world, rather, which is most of Europe at this point, and it's like, hey, if we all get together, we can definitely take this guy. But then once we start that, the Muslims will help too. This is an opportunity for a lot of wealth and a lot of prestige for us if we join. And we don't have to say yes right away. Yeah, so...
Wait. Yes.
My men are ready. So it's not going to start for another couple of years, but this is basically just saying when the time comes, in 709 days, which is about 2 years, we will join, and we'll just get some immediate piety for doing that, so the Pope will like us more.
Yep, I want to be first on the wagon. Let's do it.
Will do. All right, so now that the crusade is starting, so when the crusade finishes, it's tallied up how much each person contributed, and depending on the percentage, you get some wealth, you get some prestige and piety, you might get relics and artifacts from the Pope, and the person that you select as your recipient gets land in the new Christian kingdom that will be created if we take it away from the Muslims. So right now our stance is, our options are to give our beneficiary the titles, or why should I give my titles away? Now the Pope's not going to like that. So what he wants us to do is to select someone from our dynasty to give the land to. So we won't directly get the land, but we're going to be like, hey, here's someone from our dynasty who doesn't have any land. We're going to have them rule the county or the duchy, or if we're the top contributor, the entire new kingdom of Egypt in our stead. And that will, obviously elevate our dynasty, although it won't give us directly any power. The problem with this being that we don't have any beneficiaries because we are the only member of our dynasty currently living. So I don't really know what will happen if we say my beneficiary will get the titles.
I promise him my firstborn, maybe? I don't know.
If we have a firstborn between then. I'm actually
Sure,
just...
I don't know him yet.
Well, you know what? Even if we don't get any land or to give to anybody, we'll still get money and stuff. So we're more going for that, and we don't want the Pope to be mad at us.
Nah, that's not good.
So... So on July 24th, 1126, which is 2 years, it's currently 1124, the crusade will begin, though we should probably start, I just realized we don't have any boats, because we don't have a coastal province, we don't have any boats, so I don't know how we're going to get over to the Holy Land. It's kind of a problem, but we'll figure that out when it comes.
Yep, that's later. That's not now.
For as long as we have ruled here in Derby, we have slowly learned to speak a tongue that was neither our ancestors nor the locals, but a syncretic mix of the two. Perhaps it is time to embrace this new tongue so we may all communicate. So we and our wife can embrace English culture, or remain as Normans.
Just be an Englishman.
Yep. Straight up English.
Yep.
It's changed our clothes a little bit.
Huh.
A Cathar heresy has been brewing for some time, begun by numerous ascetic priests who espouse strange beliefs regarding there being two gods, a good god who created the spiritual realm and an evil god who created the material realm and all of humanity, and the reason why all humans are filled with sin. But with the gathering of these priests at a council in the province of Marseille, the heresy has begun to spread like wildfire. At this council, the priests codified many of their laws and spread territories into bishoprics, and they have since gained many followers. This heresy must be stopped. Two gods, that's just wrong.
No, there's only one God. And
absolutely not. The Catholic God, yeah.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so we can now... So really our only option... Well, we have a couple options for taking claims. Right now we can perform the ducal conquest of Leicester. So the duchy that we would be a part of, the duchy that... So every duchy is made up of counties, and the counties that we hold are currently in the Duchy of Lincoln, which doesn't exist yet. If it was created, it would consist of the two counties that we hold, the county of Leicester down here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a tiny county here that also counts as one, and then the county of Lincoln, which was previously held by King Henry, but he gave to this guy, Count Odo, who is extremely weak right now. Actually, you know what? I think we should go for Lincoln rather than Leicester, because this is a coastal province, so it's going to already have boats that we can take to the Holy Land, and he's, like, extremely weak. We probably won't even have to call in our ally, though we might want to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, but let's not forget about Leicester. He's giving me the evil eyes. I don't like
Yeah. We'll. So once we take this, if we get the ability to create the duchy, we can basically be like, hey, your land. It's not just that I want it. It literally, by legal right, belongs to me. So it'll be very easy for us to declare war on him and have everybody accept it.
Yep.
So, but for right now, this guy, kind of feel bad for this guy. He just got given this land by the king, and he hasn't even had time to build up his troops, and we're just going to take it. The ducal conquest of Lincoln.
That's all right. He's had less time to grow attached to it. It's ours now.
Yep. So we're going to raise up our troops. Are we going to lead them ourselves?
Nah.
It's a risk. Like, if we had a kid that we could pass on the throne to, we would certainly do it. But right now, if we die, that's it. That's game over. So we can't make that risk.
I don't want my nice armor scratch now.
Okay, he's coming for Derby.
Uh-oh.
Yep, but I think we can get him. We're going to wait until he's committed, so he can't turn back when he sees us coming. And then we're going to go for him.
Come get it.
See, he's trying to run away now because he knows he's going to lose.
Just give it to us then. It's fine.
And we are absolutely crushing him. You can see his soldiers' morale are dropping now. The assassins spread to Syria. The Hashashin, the elusive order of assassins, have expanded their influence into Syria. A branch of their sect has established itself in the mountain fortress of Masyaf, from where they now control the surrounding countryside. All across the Holy Land, the assassins are now hunting those they see as obstacles to their obscure plans. Perhaps they should be taken seriously.
Huh.
Oh, and we're trying to make King Henry like us so that he gives us land and stuff. It is so hard to think about what I could do to endear King Henry to me. I am already so perfect after all. Why would anyone need encouragement in order to enjoy the pleasure of being in my good graces? So we can write him a letter saying how great we are. We can spend a little bit of money to send him one of our statues. Or we have no time for this right now. We can do neither.
Just write him a letter telling him how good we are.
Yeah, surely that'll work.
Yep.
And we have won. We've crushed his army. He has 400 troops now. He is in no way able to fight back against us. And Duke Robert is coming in to help us siege down his castles too. How peculiar. King Henry was not impressed by my generous gift. Has my splendor reached such magnitude that common people are too blinded by it to recognize what it is? He just doesn't understand me. No harm done. I decided to tour Derby to receive the adulation of my subjects, but as my open carriage took a turn past the scroll depository, I suddenly heard the whizzing sound of an arrow flying past mere inches from my head. My God, they're going to kill us all. Game over.
Did I get assassinated?
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't even know who did that. Who could have done that?
We need to fuck faster.
That's, yeah, you know.
We need a son.
We need a kid. But then, if it was that easy for someone to kill us, I have no idea how that could have happened. Did our...
What?
Yeah. Well, I guess we can try again and just do the same stuff.
Let's do it.
Well, maybe I made him too much of a dick.
Yeah, who would want to kill me? Was it the king?
It was clearly the Nottinghams.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. They thought I was going easy on him last time. Wait.
Yeah. So here we are back again. This is just the way I set it up originally. Goddamn, I still can't even believe. All right, so we know that there's a rat. You know what? It was probably this guy. It was probably this guy. He's a talented spy master, but he dislikes us a little bit. So we need to. Oh man, there's nobody we can invite who actually likes us. Hang on.
Why don't people like me? That's just
probably because we have every negative trait possible.
Yeah. Well.
You're fired, William.
Thank you. Tried to kill me in my own town. Well, he did kill me.
Yeah, he did. He actually did a good job.
Fucking props, at least. Okay.
But we do need some spy master because we need somebody. That the spy master, ironically, it makes it easier for them to kill us if they're the spy master, but they're also the person who prevents us from getting killed. So.
Well, he sucks at his job.
Clearly.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. If we can find someone greedy, they'll accept less money as a bribe to like us more. How about this guy? Anso. Yeah, it's really annoying, though.
That's fine.
And he hates us. He absolutely despises us. 15 gold will make him... Now he likes us.
Okay.
And we're going to make him our spy master. And just keep an eye on him.
Yeah. Yeah. What's his name?
Anso Lopez. He's a Basque. He's from Spain.
What? Lopez. Okay. All right.
Okay. He just gave away Lincoln again, so we are going to get our alliance back. Oh, and he said no. He doesn't like us enough this time around. I wonder what we did.
What changed?
I don't know what changed. Maybe because we fired that other guy. I have no idea. Well, we will just start swaying him, convince him to like us, because that worked so well last time. But honestly, we didn't need him last time, so we don't need him this time. So we're just going to conquest Lincoln. We need piety, which we got last time because of the Crusade, but we don't. The Crusade wasn't called yet. Immediately called the Crusade, giving us piety, which means we have enough to declare war.
Let's do it.
Once again, we will win. We
We
don't have very much money. Perhaps it is time I ask Duke Robert to spend some time with me. It is probably the fastest way to gain his trust. I will ask him. Are we going to lose this? Robert was happy to oblige me. Now that I have some time to spend with him, I am confident that I can convince him of how alike we are and that he only stands to gain from our friendship. Well, we're both cruel and wrathful.
Oh, something to bond over.
I tried my best to be conciliatory with Robert, but we simply couldn't come to an agreement about our mutual fascination for battle and strategy. No, you are wrong. It's because we are wrathful. Now he hates us. He is never going to like us. He's never going to want that alliance, unless we keep trying. We captured him. We captured the ruler of Lincoln, which means that we don't even have to siege down his castle. We have the ruler. The war's over.
Okay. That's why you don't go into battle,
Yeah.
Chris.
That or you just die. All right.
Alright.
Just making sure nobody's plotting against us. Nobody that we know of.
Lopez, I got my eye on him.